Hey folks, it's Ricoh on the radio. Thanks for tuning in, and I appreciate you guys' time. So I'll just get to the chase, get to the core of the podcast, okay? So this is going to be kind of brash, so you can either just turn out the podcast or just fucking deal with it, okay? So the idea of being tougher than you already are, that's what I want to talk to you about. When I see people posting on their Instagram and Facebook and shit like that saying, oh, the struggle's real, life is so tough, shit like that, I would say this one thing is good. I'm glad that you're at that fucking point of struggle. I'm glad that somebody pissed in your fucking Cheerios. I'm glad that somebody took your order wrong at Starbucks, because you have those liberties and the luxury of being a fucking American and actually looking at those things face on and dealing with it. I personally think this is a positive, but in reality, it's just you looking for sympathy. And if you're looking for sympathy, look in the dictionary between shit and syphilis, okay? Just get over it, fucking deal with it, move out and draw a fire, all right? I'm going to give you an example of a struggle that I went through, and hopefully it can provide some context of what your struggle is. And again, I'm not trying to minimize your struggle or hardship or whatever, but just trying to provide some context to it, okay? A long time ago when I was in the military, I was in the Army, I was a low-ranking guy, and I got to the point where my cost of goods or my income was not good enough, right? So I picked up a second job. I worked at nights, bouncing, doing whatever, mopping floors, whatever the fuck it was, right? And then I realized, oh shit, this is still not enough, because it just wasn't enough. I had a family to feed. So I got to the point where I actually qualified to go get a food box from one of the food banks in Arizona. And I remember driving out there, I get out the car, and I stood there for 2.5 hours as my family was inside the car, and they were in the nice AC and whatnot, and it fucking sucked. And I was standing in line for 2-day-old fucking groceries. So I got to the point where I got my food, and I came in, and the only good thing in there was the pastries. Of course, those things that'll fucking kill you and cause diabetes, right? And there I am, providing these things to my family because that's all I could afford, and also get for free, which kind of sucked. Now, at that current time, I was pitching and moaning, bitching and griping the whole way home, saying, man, this really sucks, what can I do? And it was just what the situation called for. I did the best I could with what I got. Now, looking back, I realized, man, I'm a lot tougher than I think. I know exactly what I'm willing to do, where to go, and how to make it happen to alleviate some of these pains. So what I would say is look at your current situation and just know that you're a lot fucking tougher than that. At the end of the day, are you still breathing? Are you still alive? Do you still have a little bit of food and a little bit of shelter? I think pretty much those are all it. So if that's the case, your struggle is not that big of a fucking struggle, right? And the reason I bring these ideas and context of the struggle is because, one, I see a lot of fucking people looking for sympathy, the woe is me, the little sad faces, emojis and shit like that. And I think it's weakening us. I think we're buying into each other's bullshit of sympathy, of saying the struggle's real when you don't really have a fucking struggle. Okay, what you have is a lack of discipline, and you need to get the fuck to work. What I personally think is if you're truly going through a struggle, take a step back and say, how is this going to provide me value later? And chances are it's going to provide you a mile marker of saying, hey, you can do this, and you know what you're willing to, you know what you're willing to get through as well. People who are truly in a struggle don't have time to be posting that shit on the fucking social media. So that leads us to our tactical exercise, right? Our tactical exercise goes like this. If you're going through a true struggle, there are resources out there to help you out, right? But if somebody pissed in your Cheerios, got your Starbucks order wrong, or something like that, fucking get over it. Stop posting shit on social media saying the struggle is real, because motherfuckers are out there with no homes, going through food boxes, living out of their houses, out of their cars, and barely making ends meet. So your struggle is not necessarily fucking not real, but it's not a struggle, okay? It's acute. So deal with it.